Hello, and welcome to drillingcontractor.org. I'm Kelly Ainsworth here at the 2016 SPE and IADC Managed Pressure Drilling and Underbalance Operations Conference in Galveston. I'm here with Robert Ziegler, Global Director of Well Control Technology, who gave a presentation earlier today on handling riser gas in deepwater wells. How are you doing today?
Hi, Dean Kelly. Pleased to talk to you.
Can you tell us about the approach for handling riser gas using existing technology?
Yeah, what we propose is to close the riser on deepwater rigs. Simply because, for the same reasons that we decided to close our wells with the BOP about 90 years ago after the spindle-top gasher, we have a very large part of our well unprotected because I consider the riser in a deepwater well as part of the well. All the PVD dissolution of supercritical liquid to liquid and gas and so on happens in the riser, not in the wellbore, and actually very, very shallow below the fluid level. And therefore it is not impossible, and it happens quite often or too often for our comfort, that we have unintended riser gas events. So we have done the required analytical calculations, and we have also been able to find a field experiment that was done 1985 by three major operators here in the Gulf of Mexico, showing that both the volumes and the pressures of such riser gas events are perfectly handleable within the capabilities of our existing equipment, the RCD, the riser itself. Out of this, we then develop a new way of well control, where when you are able to isolate the formation from the kick that you have in your well, the handling of the kick becomes much easier. So if I have no fear of getting kicks and secondary kicks and losses from the formation itself or from the reservoir, then handling gas in the riser becomes like opening a Coke bottle. So you just let the gas come out, wait until it calms down, and then you can take a drink.
And can you tell us about some of the other implications this may have for well control?
The key implication is that the decision of closing the BOP on a deepwater rig is a very expensive one, because just a conventional well control situation, first doing a driller's method and then circulating in maybe a heavy amad, or if you find nothing, because about half of the BOP closure events don't result because of a kick, but are because of ballooning or any other misleading information that makes people close the BOP. Take at least 2 to 4 days to return to drilling, even if everything goes perfect. The other thing is, if you do that while drilling, with all the cuttings in your annulus and so on, the chance of, and the narrow margin, the chance of having a stuck pipe event is very, very high. Recovering from these stuck pipe events without MPD is often difficult, and we have statistics that show that about 40% of these events lead to loss of wellbore. So you have the choice in between 2 to 4 days. That means in between whatever, $2.5 to $5 million cost, time-related cost, to recover from the normal kick. And if you get stuck and have to redrill the section, you're immediately in a $30 million scenario until you are where you were before. So there's a very strong argument to try to stay dynamic and to handle any influxes into the wellbore in a dynamic way, so that you can keep your drill string moving and you recover and go back to drilling as fast as possible, therefore avoid the stuck pipe event and secondary consequences that you can get from that.
And what are some barriers to bringing this approach into common use?
Well, it's a major paradigm change, and any major paradigm change needs very, very careful preparation, needs convincing of many, many stakeholders, obviously all the operators, the regulators in many different parts of the world. That said, it's nothing new really, because in managed pressure drilling we have done since a long time dynamic well control. And we have developed the MPD guide, we have developed the API recommended practice now for managed pressure drilling, that basically all centered around the MPD metrics, where we say that a certain volume and a certain intensity of inflow we can treat dynamically. And this is simply extending this principle via showing that doing this in the riser is a very, very feasible and very efficient and safe way of doing it.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, Guy.
And thank you for joining us on drillingcontractor.org.